We are the Valentins. My name is Debbie Valentin.
And I'm Jay.
And we've been married for going on 13 years. And we are foster adoptive parents.
We got 3 rambunctious kids. Jesse, who's 6, and then our girls, Chloe and Alexis, 9 and 12. And we adopted our girls in 2022, but we've been fostering since 2016.
I feel like foster care has always been written into my life. My parents were foster parents for quite a long time throughout my childhood, and they fostered a total of 22 children. I just remember hearing their stories, seeing the hurt, and also my mom nurturing them, like showing them this motherly love. And I was the second mother, I was the oldest of the crew, so I was always there watching over them too. And I think that just something in my heart was moved to see children in such need and such, they would come to our home with like garbage bags of their belongings, and just seeing them in such a fragile state, and then seeing how far a child can go with just a little bit of love and feeding them and just showing them what love looks like. Just seeing those little bits and pieces of like what care and love can do and transform someone's life really resonated within me.
Well, initially, she gave the idea about fostering. We didn't have kids as quickly as we thought we would be able to. So then that led to the conversation that she brought up, was like, oh, why don't we foster? And it was like totally out of left field. Didn't really expect that question. I didn't know anything about fostering. God worked in my heart, and Debbie prayed, and it was just a gradual change of attitude over time, and thinking, you know, we have the resources to have kids. We have the desire to have kids. Right now, we're not having kids for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and do it. From the time we got approved to be foster parents to the time we got our first placements, which was Chloe and Alexis, it was only a matter of like a week maybe.
Yeah, it
wasn't very long. They asked your preference. So they asked like, do you want, you know, sibling groups, one kid, young kids, older kids, etc. And we were like, well, we just want one kid, and preferably like small, like a baby.
Say that?
Yeah, all foster parents want one kid. And the first call, of course, they're like, oh, we have a sibling group, and we're like, oh. And Debbie was like, yes, let's do it. I was like, all right, okay, I guess we're doing it. So they were our first placements, Chloe and Alexis. Alexis was only 3 and Chloe was 9 months old. And they were with us for about 6 months. And then right before Thanksgiving, I think actually the weekend before Thanksgiving, they got put back into their biological mother's house.
They reunified.
Yeah, they reunified with the mom, and they were there for 2 years. And in that middle of that 2 years, we fostered other kids, I think another 5 kids in that time frame. And, you know, we didn't know that they were gonna come back or not come back. We stayed in touch, and like a couple times, Lexi was able to come over and have sleepovers. In 2018, Debbie got pregnant, and at the time we were fostering 2 girls, they were sisters. And throughout the pregnancy, the younger one went back to live with her parents, and then the older one stayed with us. But in the beginning of November, we were called and asked, Debbie was still pregnant, she was 8 months pregnant. We were asked if we want to, Alexis and Chloe came back into the system if we wanted to start fostering them. And so I'm at work, and Debbie calls me, she's like, the girls are back in the system. They're coming to our house, like now. And that was it. Like she wouldn't ask me if we were to do it. I mean, yeah, she already decided, which is great, because I mean, I would have decided yes anyways. What maybe began as like a selfish thing for us, like, because we want the girls, it ultimately evolved into we want what's best for the girls. And that's what we had to, yeah, that's God changed our prayer from, you know, let us adopt these girls, to whatever is the best for them, for their upbringing, for whatever you have in store for them, God, like let that happen. And that's like seeing God like change that in us over time was powerful. In 1 week, we went from 1 foster kid to 4 kids in total. There was just a lot going on in a matter of a couple weeks. But we wouldn't change it. I feel like our life is kind of hectic, but anyone that has little kids will tell you that it is.
Chaotic right now. We're in that season.
We got a kindergartner, 4th grader,
and a middle schooler.
And so we're learning we're just learning as we go, like all parents. I don't ever look at my girls and think of them differently than my son. Like they are, like when they're just as cute, they're equally cute. And when they're just as annoying, they're equally annoying. Like I love them the same.
We are busy with just running them to flag football and cheer and going to church on Sundays. We're pretty normal family. I would say Alexis, she is strong and resilient. If anyone hears her life story and they see how far she has come and what a leader she is and how open she is to talk to others and wanting to help others, those are the two words. She's definitely strong and super resilient.
Alexis is not scared to go against the grain, which is really, I think, rare, and especially in young teens, adolescents. I really see her, like just advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves.
Chloe, she's our wildflower. She will dance in the rain. And
she marches to her own beat. Yeah.
Yes, she is so creative and she impulsive.
She's a little impulsive.
But
she got no filter. So Chloe has no filter, and she's just like, if she thinks it, right out it goes. So like you never have to guess if she's telling you the truth or not. She is 100% of the time.
Yes, that's our Chloe.
She's also a cuddle bug. She loves to cuddle.
When Chloe wants to cuddle.
Jesse is rambunctious. So he is the ball of energy for any energy that the girls don't have, he carries it with him. So he's, it's cool because when he was born, his sisters were there. So he knows nothing different than to have two older sisters to bother. Because, they got to see him in his cute little baby infant stage, and then his slightly annoying toddler stage, and now his full-on little brother, like, I'm gonna get my way. Yeah. We're not special. People will say like, oh, you guys are so brave. You guys are such a great couple. And like, we appreciate that, but we're normal. Every day we didn't know what we were getting into. We were scared to parent. All the normal stuff that parents feel because they don't want to break their kids. We felt that. And we still go through that every day, but we're not special. We don't foster because we have some sort of super parenting skills. Like anyone could foster. Yeah, anyone can foster, and everyone should participate in one way or another. The need is huge, and you don't have to be some sort of super person to foster kids.
If you have the heart.
Yeah, have the heart, you have the home. Yeah.
When we adopted Alexis and Chloe June of 2022, I just felt like this desire and within my heart to continue to serve the community. I prayed about it, and a position opened up at Faith Church, the foster and adoption lead position, and I applied, and
God opened the doors.
God opened the doors. It's just been such a blessing to be able to work in this field, in something that I am passionate about, and also serve families and talk to families that are interested in fostering, and they're talking to someone that has lived it in different ways as a foster sibling and also as a foster mom, adoptive mom.
The way being a foster parent has kind of changed our faith is that it's given me a viewpoint to see what it means, like what it feels like to be adopted by God. So, when Jesus died for us, he shed his blood for us so that we can become righteous and wrapped in his righteousness, but also be a co-heir with him, which means we're brothers with Jesus. We're brothers, and so we're sons of God. And to be adopted and given the fullness of God's grace, that's a big deal. And we get to, I don't know, it becomes a little bit more real when you see it from the perspective of like, we're bringing in children that might not be biologically ours, but for all intents and purposes, they're ours. And nothing about them is different than our biological children. And like seeing our God and Jesus in that same light, it's eye-opening.
God is good, and he has the control. I think at times that I have the control. When you're fostering and there's so many unanswered questions, court dates come and go, and things are unknown, it's a scary place to be, especially trying to focus on the care of a child and you're carrying that burden of their emotions, their trauma, and the unknown of what's happening, their parents' trauma, and like worrying about and praying that they're healing, that the children are healing. And it's just this process of like, okay, all I can do in this moment is pray and have faith and know that you are good. Thank you for hearing our foster to adopt story. And if you're interested in becoming a foster parent or volunteering and supporting families, please reach out to me at dvalentin@faithchurchpa.com. Thank you.